Hello, my name is Alex Bernet, and I work for LocWorld Conference. I'm thrilled to be joined today by Eva Klaudinyova from the Middlebury Institute of International Studies at Monterey. Eva is the program chair of the Translation and Localization Management program at MIS. She's also an associate professor and the instructor of the Localization Institute's Quality Management Masterclass and Championing Change Masterclass. Hi, Eva. How are you today?
Hi, Alex. I'm great. Thank you for inviting me to talk to you today.
You're welcome, and thanks for taking time to talk with me. So LocWorld is really thrilled to be bringing our conference for the very first time to Monterey, California, this October 28th through 30th. And we're really grateful to have a great partner in the Middlebury Institute and to have you, Ava, leading a panel discussion during the program on reskilling and upskilling your workforce for 2025 to 2030. So let's start our discussion today by talking about why this topic is so vitally important for companies doing business in today's increasingly multilingual, multicultural global marketplace. We've seen how recent technological advances are obviously putting more pressure on companies to ensure that their workforce is not only ready for the latest technological and business advances, but also requiring new personal, interpersonal, and business and technical skills to succeed. Can you talk a little bit about what some of the biggest current trends are, technological, macroeconomic, social, that are impacting the workforce and the labor market right now?
Definitely. AI absolutely represents a seismic shift of the magnitude that we don't even fully understand yet. And it is here to stay. And all of us are now trying to find ways how to adapt to it and use it as a tool to help us in our jobs. But there are other shifts also happening at the same time that are contributing to the current upheaval in the labor market. The labor market itself at the moment is in a state of flux. The hiring process seems to be broken if you believe the countless accounts of highly qualified people, not just in our industry, but in all the other industries who have been looking for jobs in vain for more than 6 months. Employers are also asking for 3 to 5 years of experience while offering their employees the lowest level jobs with salaries that are only a few dollars above the minimum wage.
Hmm.
The social contract between employers and employees that has been in place for over a century, that has been guiding us, has also been broken,
Hmm.
especially in the country like the US, where employment is at will and the labor laws protections are not as strong as in other countries. There's a constant state of anxiety that's impacting the workforce that is not only attributable to the existential threat that AI is perceived to represent to people's jobs. And we also have 4 generations in the workplace at the moment, 5 if you count boomers as well. And so when you look at the strength and resilience of the post-war generations who were simply taught to put their noses to the grind and push through no matter what, that's now being counteracted by the younger generations who are much clearer and much more vocal about the type of workplace, the type of job, and the kind of life they want to have. And they're willing to either fight for the right thing or walk away, which is great. But at the same time, they also seem to be a little bit less resilient and lack confidence in their often extraordinary skills. So you have all of these things churning at the same time. And that's why the labor market is in a state of flux and is trying to find a new way to be.
Can you talk a little bit about what skills are going to be the key to success for employees over the next 5 years in this current climate?
I love data, and I recently found a great piece of research from the World Economic Forum. Every year, they publish the Future of Jobs report that is based on research of thousands and thousands of employers all around the world that results in workforce and employment predictions for the next 5 years globally, for the specific regions in the world, as well as for specific countries. And since we usually always talk about the global north perspective, either Europe or North America, let me choose a different region just as an example, East Asia and the Pacific. The workforce churn is expected in the next 5 years to be at 22%. The global churn is expected at 23%. So that's a really high number. The skills that are most prioritized for reskilling and upskilling, and this will be really surprising for you, out of the top 5, and in the session we'll talk about all top 10, only the second one is AI and big data. The remaining skills are all soft skills, either interpersonal leadership skills. Number 1 is analytical thinking. Number 2, like I said, is AI and big data. Number 3 is creative thinking. Number 4 is leadership and social influence. And number 5 is resilience, flexibility, and agility. So these are the top 5 skills that employers predict are going to be the most valuable skills for the workforce in the next 5 years. And if you attend our session, we'll talk about the top 10 skills and how companies can actually prepare their workforce to be ready for the challenges of the future.
Wow. And so while AI gets all of the attention in terms of the external, it's still the soft skills and the human skills that are really important. So I wonder, how can companies ensure that their workforce is not only ready for these technical and business advances, but also be ready with the new personal, interpersonal, and business and technical skills that you're talking about in order to succeed?
This question would require much longer answer, and that's what we will cover during the session itself. But just as a teaser, I will use the data from the Future of Jobs report again, because it accurately reflects what the employers themselves are saying. The training types in order of priority, number 1 is on-the-job training and coaching. That represents 32%. Number 2 is internal training departments. Number 3 is employer-sponsored apprenticeships. So you can see the top 3 are all employer-driven. Number 4 are licensed training from professional organizations, such as Localization Institute, for example. Number 5 is private sector online learning platforms. And only at number 6, the very last spot, with 9%, is universities and other educational institutions. So this unfortunately also reflects the disconnect. And now I'm not talking about localization industry. Now I'm talking about the workforce as a whole, between the reality of the job market and the educational institutions. But I can promise you that our program at MIS has definitely worked very hard the past decade to bridge this gulf. And we're much closer to the needs of the industry than other academic institutions that seem to be reflected in this report.
So LocWorld is always trying to bring in new voices to our conference, and we certainly recognize that the students at MIS represent the future of language services and the global content industries. So Eva, as I mentioned before, you're the program chair of the Translation and Localization Management program at MIS, and at least you and at least one of your panelists are coming from MIS. Can you talk a little bit about the different perspectives that you're going to bring to this conversation?
Thank you, Alex. That's a great question, actually. If you look at the panelists, you think, oh, these are all professors. What do they have to tell us about what the job market is like? Firstly, yes, we're professors, but we're also both former and current practitioners of localization. So the perspective that we're providing is not purely academic. We've been tracking the developments in the industry in order to stay in touch with what the market needs, what we need to teach our students, but also so that we can adapt to ongoing trends. We have great industry contacts. We have great partnerships with companies. We also have an excellent alumni network. And through all of these, we have visibility into the developments in the workforce and are also often able to observe things from a further vantage point because we're not in the thick of things. Because we want our program to succeed, we need to be able to anticipate the industry needs and pivot quickly. And so those are the perspectives and that kind of future thinking and perspective from a different vantage point that we would like to bring to the panel.
Well, this is sounding like a really great panel, and I love that you have different perspectives that you're bringing in. I want to let everyone out there watching know that the session is titled Reskilling and Upskilling Your Workforce for 2025 through 2030. And it takes place at 9 a.m. on Tuesday, October 29th, and that's at LocWorld52 Conference. LocWorld is now open for registration, and you can find out more information at www.locworld.com. Eva, thanks so much for taking time to talk with me today, and I really look forward to seeing you later this month on your home turf in Monterey. I'd like to thank all the viewers out there for watching today, and we wish you a great day.
Thank you, everyone, and see you in Monterey. Bye.
Bye.